Finally. About time you started talking again. When we got here, you told us your story. But then you just kept your mouth shut. Stopped smiling, too. Good. I didn't really like her. No one's actually as nice as you pretended to be. It was unnatural and frankly exhausting. Now you're just a normal girl. Stupidly honest, maybe, but still normal enough. I got you!
The captain gave me a message. As of now, it's not just Titans. We're fighting humans, too. I remember my parents saying that my dad's side, the Ackermanns, were persecuted when they lived in the cities. My mom said her ancestors were Eastern. Her family's appearance made it difficult for them to fit in. Both groups were chased deep in the mountains near the edge of the walls. That's how my parents met. But my father never told me why the Ackermanns were persecuted. He looked the same as all of you. So I don't think he was of a different race.
Chaos. Makes you wonder why they chose us for this new Levi squad. Protecting Eren and Historia is such an important mission. They tortured him, presumably for information. Did they just want to know what he'd passed on to us? Let's face the facts. We're criminals now. Our last enemy wanted to eat us. We don't have an excuse like that for killing these people. It's just that their views are different. No, it's just that they're in another group. And for that, we'll take their lives. We are not good people. Not anymore, at least.
But these are the interior MPs we're dealing with, so you can bet there's something deeper at work here. Which means they have no idea we know about the Reiss family. The government is up to something, and we've got a target on our backs. The government's passed down some new orders. There's been a freeze on all scout activity outside the wall. We're to hand over Eren and Historia. They're bringing this fight out into the open. No more working from the shadows. But they want these two, and they're not being subtle about it, which makes lingering here dangerous.
Well then, I wish you luck with the investigation. When you catch the culprit, will you tell them something for me? You may feel that what you did to him was justified, perhaps even righteous. Well, I don't give a single shit what your motivation was. I promise you, I will personally see to it that you are tortured, and the horrors visited upon you will be greater than any my friends suffered. Yes, far greater. Please pass that along. We'll leave you to it. That man's name was Djel Sannes. The skin on his fist was split open. Nick was tortured by the interior military police, and then murdered.
But ever since I was a child, I've asked myself, why would the government have to kill my father for nothing more than getting close to the truth? Despite the cruelty of it, I'd hoped their motives at least might have been noble. I no longer believe that there was any justification for my father's death. He was killed by human greed, and by the sheer stupidity of his own son. I can't tell you why, but I know in my gut that my father's words were true. I've made it my mission in this life to atone to my father by showing the world he was right.
It's fine. If my next duty is to become a queen, then that's what I'll do. I do appreciate your concern, but whether this is forced on me is really up to me to decide, and I've decided.
I've always just gone along with things. Till now, at least. It's okay. My name is Historia Reiss, and I am your rightful queen.
The captain might be a big softy, but I'm not. I'm ready to do what needs to be done. Why the hell would anyone believe you want to join the Scouts? My comrades are getting rounded up like criminals as we speak. What makes you think we can win? Don't ask me how, but you remind me of this annoying guy. An idiot. Couldn't say. All of us are fools. Luckily for me, you're just as dumb. Marlo, I think you proved your dedication. This should be enough to convince Captain Levi. We'll be counting on you from here on out. All I care about is getting a chance to bring down the Beast Titan. That hairy bastard took everything from me. I want it dead. That was close. What if they had caught us? Would they rip our nails off? Maybe we should wait and meet up with other soldiers. Right, of course not. If we wait for reinforcements, then Eren might get eaten. Tomorrow's supposed to be a prep day, so I'm planning to head to my village in the morning. There's a chance I might find something new there.
Eren! Oh, we're all safe thanks to you! But to be completely honest, when I saw you run off onto the light stumbling like a drunk and wailing like a baby, I thought we were screwed! You looked like an idiot and my fate was in your hands! It was awful! Quit your bawling! Have some dignity! That's what I was thinking anyway. What? Your cellar? Oh yeah, right, I'd forgotten all about that. You mean it's actually important now? That reminds me. Didn't Hitch try to convince you to stay an MP? Because she's a thirsty girl, and she thinks you're a tall glass of water.
Always hope that I might get to see you in action someday. I can't say I'm disappointed either. Seems you still remember every trick I taught you. But didn't I ever tell you what happens to a cornered rat? 'Cause if I had, you'd know that wherever you run, you'll find a bullet waiting. You must have become a scout for a reason, and I think I know what that is. We were forced to survive in that little hellhole, giving everything we had just to stay alive. So when we found out just how big the world really was, you could bet it hurt like hell.
My brother wasn't there. He had become something greater, an omniscient being exempt from death who built and rules over the world we live in. Do you know what such a being is called? God. There is no other word aside from God. So now it's my sacred duty to bring God back to this world, and then to offer up my prayers. I'm praying right now, Historia, for God to return and lead mankind once again.
Father, you have to listen to me. You could easily eradicate the Titans for good. So why won't you just do it?
In this tiny, screwed up world, dying is preferable to what we would get if we decided to surrender. But here's the thing. That's what life in the walls has always been. Nothing's changed. We've got a foe we can't beat, so we stand by and wait for them to break through our walls and kill us. We fought to be military police, and then interior police, and now we're Kenny's elites. We did this to find purpose in our meaningless lives. In this meaningless world, I see no cause to stop believing now. If Kenny and his dream can't turn this game around, he'll flip the board.
This damn job was forced on us by the military police, and now that we've completely botched it, they'll plunder the Reeves company for everything it's worth. First they'll kill me, and then they'll set up accidents for all my employees, my dumb son too. So what? You want me to join you? And can you give me your word that the people of Trost won't end up starving to death? A good merchant has to learn to trust his nose, and not just to smell easy money, but to sniff out the potential for future profit too. Once you have, you bite and you don't let go. You remember that, son.
You would never understand. You think you're real smart shit, don't you? Want to know the last thing my dad taught me? He said a good merchant should trust his nose. And I'm glad I listened. Because it led me to the people who could avenge him. And I side with them! Listen, you'll all be fine. Because the Reeves company will protect you. You trusted my father, Dimo. Well, now I'm in charge. So, from now on, you can count on me. That's a promise.
Within these cramped, squalid walls, war has never broken out, and I can tell you why. It's because we have the 1st Interior Squad dirtied our hands to protect the King's peace. That teacher too smart for his own good. A stupid couple who tried to fly. A whore who screwed the wrong man. No matter how they beg or plead, we erased them to protect humanity. You should be on your knees thanking me. In all my years, I've never seen anyone take such pleasure from human suffering as you. You're both monsters.
Quit shoving me. It hurts.
Like I care. He can get tortured all he wants. The guy never shuts up about peace and the king. The rest of us all hate his damn guts. Just do us a favor and kill him already. Yeah, well, you got everything you wanted out of me, so why don't you lay off already? Oh, and about my cell. It'll have a bed, right?
Although I agree with Erwin on several points, I was still willing to put my trust in your government. So long as you could prove yourselves to be the better choice for humanity. Because you have knowledge that we don't, about both the Titans and the Walls. However, you've made it clear that our suspicions were correct. It's true that we soldiers know next to nothing about the Titans and their powers. But I dare say that despite this fact, humanity is safer in our hands. It would appear that you've misunderstood what this is. You see, it's far more than a mere threat. It's a coup d'etat.
So, do we know what kind of information they might have gotten out of Pastor Nick? Eren Jaeger is a Titan whose abilities are far from understood. To shelter him within our walls is to put all of humanity at risk. And the very idea of allowing a single commander to have control of him is absurd.
No. What they learned is irrelevant. All that matters now is what they tried to learn. The Charter of Humanity is clear on this. We'll deal with them as the law dictates. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Erwin. I know this is sudden, but it's time for your interrogation. Not much. Erwin didn't even realize that Pastor Nick was with the Order of the Wall, so Historia can make all the claims about a name she wants, and it won't matter. They'll all amount to nothing.
Handing out those rations depleted more than 60% of the reserves. That's a steep cost just to raise morale a bit, Lord Reiss. Quite steep.
We're no closer to finding Eren Jaeger or Historia. At this rate, all of our actions against the Scout Regiment will prove to be for nothing.
If our questions get specific, we'll risk giving them information they didn't have in the first place. This is from Lord Reiss. He's captured Eren and Historia, and he's going to take direct action against Erwin and the Scout Regiment. He requires no assistance at this time.
It's not a stretch to describe you as a threat to humanity. Very well. This is far from ideal, but there's no point in losing our composure here. We still have one wall, and Lord Reiss should be back soon.
Wake up! What is it, dinner time?
If only I wasn't such a coward. I could have killed it. No! I'm not that girl's mother! I've never even met her! Do whatever you want with her, but let me go! Wait! What are you? No way! Master, please! That isn't true! You have to tell them! If only you had never been born, I...
Section Commander Hanji, 4th Squad. And I'm XO Moblit Berner. Funny. What are the Capital's MPs doing down here in Trost? The pastor. You think they killed him? We're taking them to the same district where Pastor Nick was just murdered?
That new ODM gear worries me. Those guns are useless against Titans, but they're perfect for human combat. It's as if that gear were specifically made for killing scouts. Also, judging from the fact that its existence was hidden from us MPs, I get the impression that we aren't off the list of people it could be used against. You've seen better days. Kinda funny. You were lecturing me just the other day. Soon you'll be sent before the king. Then his council will determine your sentence, and what to do with the Survey Corps.
Captain Levi, sir. I have a message from Commander Erwin. I went to tell him about Pastor Nick, but he gave me this and sent me off. Captain, I didn't have time to tell you, but some MPs came for the commander right after I left him. The road's crowded, but I've seen nothing unusual. It's not far to Commander Pyxis's from here, so I think we're good, but how's the body double mission? That mass murderer in the capital? The one who slit the throats of over 100 MPs? Of course, but I always thought he was just an urban legend. Yeah, very funny, sir. This isn't really the time to be making jokes.
Just yesterday at this exact location, Eren Jaeger was abducted by a group of Reeves lackeys. However, Reeves was hired to do this by none other than the scouts themselves, in the hopes that they might avoid handing Eren Jaeger over to the government. And then, when Reeves had outlived his usefulness, they killed him to stop him from talking. I can see what you scoundrels are doing. You're trying to monopolize Jaeger's Titan power and keep it all for yourselves. That type of action violates Clause 6 of the Charter of Humanity. I trust that you're familiar with that law?
So, the Survey Corps murdered a civilian in cold blood? You sure about this? I'm sorry about him, Commander Doc. Curie here is still just a rookie. He doesn't quite understand how things work yet. Don't worry, the Interior Police aren't a subject we plan to write about. And the same goes for their new ODM gear.
So then, the Interior Police are running this case without oversight?
Hey, you cut that out.
We have to do this. If Titans attack again, all the things you're protecting will be gone. There'll be no company. Our families will die. Let's print the truth before that happens.
Walrose has fallen! The gates have been breached! Interior police have been subdued. The capital is secured, sir.
Anyway, doesn't this seem odd to you? Why would the scouts murder a civilian and run for the hills? This is the same group of soldiers who consistently risk their lives for the sake of humanity. But in doing so, the scouts also uncovered a Titan in hiding and took it prisoner. I highly doubt that the military police could have done that. How is disbanding the scouts what's best for humanity?
Hey, Captain Levi! Please let me join in your cause. I believe that the military police are in the wrong here. If there's any way that I can fight this world's injustice, then that's what I want to do!
Because of what you did! Stohez was a graveyard! Over 100 people were killed! You bastards! I bet you all think you're some kind of heroes of justice, but you're not! You dropped dozens of innocent families straight into hell on that mission of yours! You're from the Southern Cadet Corps, right? So you trained with Annie Leonhardt. Were you a friend of hers? Way too gloomy and unapproachable for that. She was just afraid of people like a scared little kid. Now I'll never get the chance to learn anything about her. She's officially listed as missing. You know why? It's because one of your Titans turned her into an ugly red stain on the street!
I've hated those arrogant bastards for a long time. Those self-assured pigs. They'd feed from gilded troughs and pretend their shit was gold. Know what? I think I might grow to like them. Now that the day I've dreamed of has finally come to pass. Well, at any rate, if you hadn't done it today, I would have given it a shot myself before I kicked the bucket. I honestly couldn't care less about how this coup of ours ends up affecting the fate of humanity. I guess I'm quite the scoundrel, huh? You made the choice that would keep you alive. Some part of you decided that humanity's fate only mattered if you could live to see it.
What the hell are you thinking, Erwin? If we don't get these civilians out of the city, they'll die by the thousands! That hulking monstrosity will be a stone's throw from the wall by morning! Right, and what the hell does that even mean? The enemy is moving! Adjust your aim! Our target is the back of its neck! Well done! We've torn into its flesh! Shit. It's breaking through. The city I grew up in is about to be devastated.
Good idea. Gotta show those kids the adults can be counted on. What about Commandant Shadis keeping important secrets from us? Hey, I think we've got casualties. It looks like we've got a fight. I don't know. I'm not sure if we ever have.
If he was really that supportive of the Scouts and what we do, maybe he could have thrown a bit more information our way. Right. We'll keep it quiet for now, though. I wonder how long it's been since the Scouts got a send-off like this.
I think our troops deserve some meat on a day like this. This may be a special night, but we don't need the public knowing our plans. So behave like the disciplined soldiers you are. All right, here's to the retaking of Walmaria. A toast! Huh? Wait!
Well, I guess now we know what happens when we blow the whole food budget for 2 months on one night of celebrating.
I told the idiots to behave. Actually, we ordered all of that meat from the Reeves company, so...
You must be so disappointed. You used to adore him.
Shut up!
Give me a break. You think you're some kind of hardened veteran now? That's rude. We were in the 104th, same as you. And besides, we're not the only ones excited. Everyone in the walls is. We're taking Walmaria back. We're finally winning. Well, You guys do seem a little different now. There's something about your faces. What exactly happened? No. I'll ask some other time.
I guess the next thing I should teach you is how to act more ladylike. I'm not exactly an expert, but I'd say the young lady in your book has it down. Krista's always thinking about other people and helping them out in whatever way she can. That's what I think makes a proper lady. You'll find pain and suffering everywhere you look in this world. So do your best to make things better. Treat people with love and they'll love you in return. I'm sorry, Historia, but I have to go now. That means you need to forget all about me again. Until next time.
Hold on, Rod. Don't shoot. Someone must have told him we'd be here. Probably a council member. We need to determine who it was. This is a guess, but still. I'm fairly certain that this man's part of the Ackermann clan. Which means that his motivations for raising a blade at me are entirely his own. Considering the persecution that your family's been put through on my behalf, you have a right to hate me. Please, forgive me. I don't have much time left. This power will soon pass to Rod's children, and I will live on inside of their memories. Kenny, in the not-too-distant future, this world will crumble. In humanity's fading twilight, it's my wish to build us a paradise. You believe in violence, do you not? It's the unavoidable truth of our world. Although, on the day that we first met, something turned us from mortal enemies to friends. Even so, I believe in the miracle that happened between us.
Can't tell you the whole story because I don't know it, but it's true that our family was once honored and trusted by the king. More than that, from what I was told, we Ackermanns were once the king's sword. For generations, each king has passed the power of the Titans to his successor. I don't know how it works or what all else there is to it, but this power allows the king to wipe out human memory, to erase the past. Only a few noble bloodlines are immune. Among them, there were two groups that decided to turn their back on the king. One of these groups was the Eastern clan, and the other was our own Ackermann clan.
There is one thing I remember aside from my name. I was a doctor. Introduced me to a hospital. I should be able to help there. The Scouts are wiser and braver than anyone else living within the walls. Their very existence is living proof that the imagination and soul of mankind are still free. It takes someone special to become a Scout. You have to be a chosen one. Eren. Wake up, Eren. Why wasn't your mother with you? Eren, you'll avenge her. You must. I know that you can. This child isn't like you, Keith. Eren is my son. Please don't get involved. This is a family affair.
Why should anyone have to be special? That just isn't the way I like to look at things. And when it comes to my child, I don't care if he grows up to be great. My son doesn't have to be better than anyone. After all, just look at him. He's so cute. I think Eren's special enough already. For no other reason than that he was born into this world.
Hey, what are you doing? How the hell did you get here? Did you climb down the wall somehow? So, Grisha, do you have any idea where you'll go from here? Maybe I can help. We're trapped inside these walls. But as long as there's plenty of food and alcohol to go around, most people are just fine with that. In their whole lives, they'll never question how wide the world might be. Grisha, why not avenge Carla yourself? I know you could do it. All this time, you were the one who was special. I know that I never was. But what if that boy is the same as me? What if he isn't a chosen one either? Is Eren next? Will you curse him too now? I was a chosen one. That was the first time anyone had told me that. It's true. Normal people can't accomplish a thing. Special people do exist. All this means is that I was never one of them. It's such an obvious fact. So why couldn't I see it? Oh yeah, that's why. It's because of what you said.
Who knew it was a crime to go into Titan territory without permission? I bet he's the first guy who's tried it. I mean, I always thought that only you scouts were dumb enough to go out there. Anyway, it's not like he actually hurt anybody. So let's just keep it to ourselves, yeah?
You hold that against me? I have no business telling you how to live your life. It's not my place. So I guess when you break it down, this is really just more of a hope. Krista, live a life you can be proud of.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Suppose I have to believe you didn't want to eat anyone.
I won. Which means that we'll wait to rescue Annie. Retrieving the coordinate is our priority, as it should be.
And if we wait right here, well, it'll come to us on its own.